Chesley McNeil. What's the latest, Chesley?
Well, we still have that 11 live weather impact alert, and we also have a winter storm warning that will last through tomorrow morning. Even though you're seeing a little bit of a lull in some of the precipitation around the area, it's not done. We're not done yet, folks. And even after it wraps up later on tonight, we're not done. No, they're not done. What you saw Jonathan show us there was that truck with the plow on it. So even though it begins to sweep out the road from the snow that's on there now, it's still wet. And so as the temperatures begin to drop, we're going to see that freeze over. Road temperatures are around the freezing mark as well. We had that cold air already in place pretty much all week long. And so, the surface is cold as well. And so it's going to be slick out there, folks. Yep, we're showing you some live pictures right now. You can see those on the screen. You don't see much in the way of precipitation because it's coming down as rain. Zach did mention his hair. Did you hear him mention his hair? Yeah, he's getting some of that on his hair. So that's why he's saying goodbye to us. Wants to go fix that up. You're looking at the pink area showing the warning. The advisory is further down to the south where we're anticipating more in the way of rainfall, maybe some sleet or freezing rain mixing in that, but that's where we have the advisory so far. Another live shot here of the Blue Ridge area where it was coming down at a pretty decent clip and now has begun to let up a little bit. We're seeing some of that warmer air begin to move further off to the north. Look at him taking a picture there. Very, very nice by the train. Yeah, a lot of folks came up here from the Florida area to see this, a little bit of snow. And so the snow is over. I had a friend of mine just text me, said, my kids want to know if more snow is coming. I don't think you're going to see much in the way of any snow, at least more snow accumulation, a flurry or two in between some of those raindrops. That's what you'll see. When we talk about freezing rain, what we're saying is rain is actually coming or falling out of the sky. Once it hits the surface where the temperatures are at or below freezing, that's when it starts to freeze back up. And so you're going to see a glaze. I think Joe showed us that what was a fluffy snowball, now just kind of a icy rock. And so we could continue to see that as we head through the rest of the afternoon. At least that's the trend that we're showing you here on the radar, where we had all that white now is being overtaken by a lot of this purple and the pink in there. That's where we're starting to see some of that mixing begin to take place. Mainly rain, and then changing over to freezing rain as we head right on through the rest of the afternoon. Had a little dry slot in here that's starting to fill back up, especially over into parts of South Fulton County, over toward the Carrollton area and Carroll County, down toward Luthersville as well. A little bit more drier just south of the McDonough area, south of Henry County. You can see over toward Rover. And then more of the mixing taking place up toward Gwinnett, where you had snow not long ago. All right, and so it's now starting to mix a little bit with that rain and sleet. Starting to slide a little further up toward the northeast. This is moving further off to the north than even I thought it would. I thought it would stay mainly snow up here, but it looks like that that warmer trend is going to make it right on up there. Using Alabama as an example, where you had all snow, and now that's covering almost the entire state as that area of low pressure continues to slide a little bit further off toward the north and east. Here's our temperatures. Yep, at or below the freezing mark in a lot of spots, unless you're a little further down to the south, where we have LaGrange at 37. We have Thomaston at 36. Once you go a little bit further up to the north, it starts to get a little colder. Covington at 32. You're at 32 degrees in Athens, 33 in Atlanta right now, 30 over toward Gainesville, 30 in Canton. Even the temperatures in the 30s now up towards Blairsville, where we were down into the 20s all morning long. So you see how that warmer air is starting to lift a little bit further up to the north. Yep, even above our heads. When Chris says the temperatures aloft, we need to know those as well, because the precipitation is falling through that column. And so if those are starting to warm up, yep, it's going to be all liquid for us. And then once it hits that surface where we already had the snow, it starts to glaze back over again. Wide moisture feed, which means this is going to be with us for the rest of the afternoon and into the night. Talked about the road temperatures. They are below freezing in some spots, especially up to the north as well. Icing could be significant, especially to the north and east of the city. So we'll say Gwinnett County northeast, Hall County heading up toward Rayburn County. That's where we could see some significant ice accumulation. So we have to be on the lookout for that, okay? So be careful, folks, if you're going to be out and about. Winds will pick up briefly this afternoon, calm down tonight, and then they'll start all over again tomorrow, where we could still see some of the impacts, even though the precipitation is gone. Jonathan, back to you.